we will be using multiple files in order to do a connection between them. It's like the merge where we had looked at doing a merge with two. You can do a merge with 3, 4, 5 tables as well, or 5, 4 files as well. So here, what we are first going to see is, I'll just show you where it is and then we'll go ahead and do it. So far we have seen these two tabs. This is for the on the left hand side. Can you see my cursor? Yeah. Moving? Yeah, so that is the report view, table view, and then we have the model view, which is actually the connections. So what the model does is, the model view, I think they are taking the name from data modeling, and the term that is used in RDBMS, that data model, which is the connection between the different tables. So let's first open up one Excel workbook here. You can do it from any of the tabs, doesn't matter. I was on this, so I was doing it from here. Please record it. Yes, it's recording is in progress. Okay. So, I have a file where I am going to be using them. Let's say, one is the different customers that I have got. So this is my customers file. The usual steps that we do for our transform data, those will apply. The one that I want to import, this is all my data, all the different customers that I have got. I can directly load it, or if I want to transform, I'll transform it. Now, when you load this data, the data part you will get to see in this table view. But when you want to see, when you come to this model view, you will only see the columns that are there in that file. Okay. So these are my customer columns which are here. So here I have all my columns. If I want to look at the data, I will go to this, the normal table view that I have got, and then I can see my customer data.
Okay.
Just like we do in other practices. Okay, so here we have got the data now. And if I come to this model view, also called as connections, I can just see the name of the
Columns.
yes, data, the columns, right? Now here from this ID or number, usually numbers are our primary key. So this is like a primary key.
Yeah.
Now, next I have the customer data here. I'm going to get the list of all my products.
Okay.
So the products are in, let's say, the cookie type. So I will say my products. And then I select the products and I am able to load it. So now I have got two tables here. One is my customer table, another is my product table.
Table.
But here there is nothing common between these two, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we can't do any kind of joining from here.
Yeah.
Let's load up the third one. This one has all the orders that have come. Orders that have come from the customer on one side and what type of, for which products, that is also visible here.
Okay.
Now, if I click this and I do load, I am able to load my data into the columns, the data model. I can see the columns that have been loaded into it. Got it?
Yeah.
Now, automatically, these two have been linked because the same column is there. I'll delete it first so that we can start from the beginning. Now you can see three different types of tables are there.
Okay.
Here there is one option that comes, which is to manage the relationship. If you click on manage relationship, this is the place where you can create new relationships. You can say plus new relationship, or you can say auto detect. Auto detect, what it does is based on the column names, it will try to create the relationship. Just see, I'll click this auto detect. It will first look at all the data here and then all the columns and the tables, and it found one relationship. And it creates the link.
Customer ID.
Yes. Now, if you click on this link, you can see what is the linkage here. It is telling you orders, customer ID. Now, we know from the data that this cookie type is actually product. Okay. If I know this, I can manually create my link as well. I can say new relationship from table. See the data. From the data, you can make out these two are same.
Yeah.
So I'll click on this. I will click on this and see, make this relationship active. Clear? I save it.
Yeah.
So now my relationship is done. So if you see here, I've got two relationships, one from the orders table to the customers table, another from the customers table to the cookie types table.
Orders.
Okay. Now, if I drag this out, I can see the relationship. 1 to 1.
Yeah.
Then I bring my cursor here, I can see this.
Okay.
Clear?
A common relationship we can
Yes.
see.
Basically, we are creating a join between the tables.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to delete this. This was one way in which you can do the connections. Another way is, this is customer ID, this is customer ID. No big deal. You can just click on it, drag it, and drop it here.
Okay.
This is another way you can create the relationship. Cookie type and product are related. So click on this, drag it, and drop it over here. And your relationship is created. Same thing. Whichever you are comfortable with, you can do.
So it doesn't matter if it has different names. For customer ID, they have the same names.
Correct.
So for cookie, one is cookie type, one is product. So when we are dragging and dropping it, so there will be no error?
No, because the data is the same. See, customer ID and this customer ID is also okay. Now, if I want to suppose it is called by some other name, let's say. It is both are numbers. I can drag this customer ID and put it on order ID also.
Really?
System will accept.
Yeah, system will accept, but how this will show?
Exactly. It will not show any data. Why? Because there is no, if you look at the sequence here, it starts from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But order ID starts from 2,66,000, 1,40,000. So there will never be any one-to-one matching.
Yeah, okay.
Got it? So system will accept, but it is actually based on what kind of data you are having. The data has to match, right? System doesn't know what data is there. You tell the system, this is my column, it will accept. Like we do in SQL. If you write an SQL query, there system will take any column that you want to join. Because system doesn't know what data is there. When you are running the query, then system will try to match that and show you the data. If there is no matching data, system will say, sorry, no data matched. Okay, that is how it is. So the name of the column doesn't matter. What matters is the data that is there. Now you see 3, all these are 3. That means there is matching. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I come to this table view, I can see 3 tables have been created here. And they are related.
Okay.
The biggest advantage of creating this relationship is if I were to do a pivot table on this, I can do a combination from any of the columns. Any of the tables. I can take cookie type from here. I can take prices from here. I can take, because they are all related. System is going to fetch the corresponding data for me.
Yeah. So you can take variables from anywhere.
Yes, I can create visuals from multiple tables also, not an issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, let's look at this is the customer data. Let's look at the cookie types data. Here we have cookie type, revenue per cookie, and cost per cookie.
Yeah.
That means every chocolate chip is getting me 5 cents or $5, whatever we like to call it. And the cost of this one is $2, let's say. So the $2 cost, revenue is $5.
Okay.
Difference is my profit.
Yeah.
Now, if I have to create a profit column, what do I have to do? I have to do revenue into minus cost. That is my profit per cookie.
Yeah.
Correct? So I can create a new column here.
Yeah.
And I can create a relationship between them. How?
With the formula?
Yes, with a formula here. Just like we used to do in our Power Query editor.
Okay.
So I get all my data here. Then this is my cost per cookie. So what I can do is I can add a new column. It can be a custom column where my custom column is revenue minus cost per cookie. And I can call it profit. So I get the differences here. Clear?
Yeah.
Now, this was very simple because we took it from the same table.
Yeah.
Right?
We can take it from different tables as well.
Exactly. Now, when I come here, you can see this is number of units sold of each chip per order. Now, if I want to know what is my cost per order, what I can do here, I can insert another column.
Okay.
This is cost per order. So what is my cost per order? It is nothing but units sold into cost per unit.
Yes.
But cost per unit is not in orders table.
Yeah.
It is in another table.
Yeah.
So we have to use the command called related.
Okay.
Okay. So when we use related, so when we are having this, let's say I have when I'm referring to another table, actually, I will say like this: cookie types dot. Okay. So cookie types dot, what is my column?
When you're giving something as a
Relation. Table cost per cookie. Oh, why is this? So I've got my profit per cookie here. Now, if I want in my orders table, this is my orders table. I have this table tools. I have my column tools. I go to my column. I can say new column. Okay. And new column is units sold into related. Okay. Related is what? Cookies table. Let's say this is cost per cookie or revenue per cookie, depending on what I want. So this column will be my revenue per cookie, per order, sorry, revenue per order. Let me just rename it. Revenue per order. So what is my revenue per order? It is 292 into, this is units sold, into revenue per cookie. Yes. Madam, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
So, revenue per order.
Revenue per order. That means in my cookie types, I have got revenue per cookie.
Yeah, product into cookie per.
Correct.
Revenue per cookie.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, if I want to get the cost per cookie, I will again add another column. And here I can rename it directly here also.
Yeah.
I can call it cost per order. Now here this related that we have, since it is a multiplication, related can come in the beginning or at the end, doesn't matter. Okay. So here we will say, yeah, related cookie types. Within the bracket one is your column name. Okay. So this is cost per cookie. Related into units sold. Always when we refer with the table connection. Orders dot units sold. That orders within bracket units sold, not dot. Orders within bracket units sold. And then I say enter. So it will do the calculation for me and give me the cost per order. Okay.
Okay. So this table we are making in another table, but relating it with two other tables.
Exactly. 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 Just 1 minute. Okay. Is this clear?
Yeah.
Now, if I want profit per order, I have got revenue, I have got cost. So I can create another column and I can say revenue per order minus cost per order.
Yeah. It will be a simple formula. You don't need to do any relation.
Exactly. And I can call it, I can rename the column here itself and I can say profit per order. Clear?
Yes.
At any point of time, if you want to go back and look at the relationship, you can go to this model view from here and come back to the table view. Or from here itself, you have this manage relationship. You can look at the relationship from here.
Okay.
What the columns are, what kind of relationship is there and all that. When it comes to the table, from the table tools, there is a place for manage relationship, which is again the same thing it is giving you. And these are just views, basically same views to help you look at the, uh, the relationship and all that. Like here also you have the manage relationship. It's taking you to the same place.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, once I get this combined data, I do all these things, then I am ready to create my visuals here. So I can create like, maybe a pie chart and I will say what is my cookie type and my unit sold. So it gives me a breakup of the product mix.
Yeah.
So this was a simple example where I took the column from one table and the units from another table.
Other table. Yeah.
So they are now all related. They are related, so we don't have any issues now.
Yeah. So can we take as many column we can?
Yes.
Now okay. So is there any limit like 5, 6?
Limit where? In the table or in the graph?
Yeah, no. In the report view.
In there is no limit. You can create as many columns as you want. All right. Now, this was a normal column that we have. Sometimes we also use what we call as a measure. Okay. So you can have like a quick measure which is there to help you derive some common calculations from your table based on the data that is there. Okay. This is something like they have come up with something like AI has been integrated into it, where they're saying you can derive certain things like this. For example, you want to get a running total of your total data. Based on which value? Maybe based on units. Okay. And which field you want it to be at? So what system will try to do is, system will give you a running total over here. Okay, which is like what they are calling as a measure. So what that measure is doing is, see, right at the bottom, it has done a calculation for you. Okay, this measure is like a summary data that has been created. But if you look at it really, it doesn't make much of a sense based on this kind of data. So it is not giving any helpful result. Let me try to create something manually. Uh, New measure. I want sum of customer name, or either sum, or I will say count of customer name. So what it will give me? It will give me a unique number of customers, right? Measure. Just give me a minute. Okay. So this measure is like a calculation. It's like a summary. Okay. The summary value, when we are looking at this here, let's say we go to the view here, and suppose I want to see it is showing me the data here. What is it showing me? 5. 5 means what? 5 means number of customers. That
number of customers. What is?
Yeah, I'll go back. I'll go back.
Right?
No, 1 minute. See here, what was my measure? Count of customer name.
Name.
Okay. Now let me do another. Yes, ask me.
Yeah, I didn't understand it. Where is customer's name and how can they find 5?
Yes. Now let's look at the customer data.
Yeah.
How many customers are here? I'm counting the number of names.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
So what it is doing is, it is doing a calculation based on the formula that I am giving it.
Okay.
This is called as a measure. Measure does not work on individual rows. It works on the entire table.
Okay.
Got it? Let's try another one. We'll go to again orders, let's say. And I'm going to add another measure. I say new measure. So what measure do I want? Let's say I can rename it here. I can say total revenue. So what is my total revenue? Total revenue is
Revenue
sum of revenue per order,
what do you say?
total, and I say enter. It will not show me the data here. Okay. Well, how do I see the data? I have to go to my report view. And I can create here, there is something called as a data card. So I can click on this card. Card gives me the values actually, numbers. It will display numbers. Then I click on the total revenue. Okay.
Yeah.
So what is my total revenue? 4.69 million is my total revenue. Understandable? Okay. Now, let me take a few minutes to explain the difference between a measure and a column.
When you are writing formula, so the last formula is it's very confusing. I understand the sum. Then you give the path, right?
Yes.
Order, and then the revenue.
Correct. Total, yes. Revenue per order was there. I did a total of that revenue per order. So I get my gross revenue. It is